Mr. Most, how are you today?
Dustin, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's great to be speaking with you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I know we only have a few minutes, but can you tell the listeners a bit? Maybe they only know you from your acting career. You've got a pretty successful music career as well, and you got a new album out called D Most, Mostly Swingin'.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's, all the great jazz standards and songs from the Great American Songbook, and this is the music that I grew up loving and my whole life have continued loving it, and so glad that the style and the genre has, came back, because for a while when I was on Happy Days during the 70s and early 80s, it was really out of favor, passé or whatever, and there's been such a resurgence of it, and I knew one day I would go back to this, because I was singing before I was acting, did it in nightclubs when I was 15 years old in the Catskill Mountains, and I knew I'd want to come back to it. So I'm really thankful that I've had the opportunity, and like I said, that kind of music has had such a resurgence, and people are loving it again and appreciating it anew. And this album I'm really proud of it. It's getting great response, and I just want to get it out there,
Yeah, and of course people remember you from Happy Days, doing some singing on there, but your solo stuff, it's the real deal. It has kind of a Rat Pack sort of sound to it.
Yeah. Well, those were, the art like Sinatra and Sammy and Dean influenced me a lot. But then Bobby Darin, I was a huge fan of Bobby's, but Tony Bennett, Nat King Cole, on and on, all those, Mel Torme, loved all that. Especially when it had a bit of a swing and jazz kind of bent to it. And that's what I got to do. That's what the album's called The Most Mostly Swinging. And I was fortunate to get a incredible group of musicians that my producer, Willie Murillo, put together, some of the top LA jazz studio guys, and his arrangements are fantastic, and we just had so much fun collaborating on it, and then finally getting in the studio. It was a great experience.
And I know you've been touring a bit over the years as well with your other albums. Will you be hitting the road maybe for this new one?
Yeah, it's not like an official tour, so to speak. It's sort of ad hoc. Where things are coming up all the time. Some new dates, and it's increasing. So hopefully soon it'll be at a point where I could really get out there and do it in a big way. But I have been traveling quite a bit. I did a show in Michigan a couple of weeks ago, and near Dallas the week before that, and L.A. at a really nice club in L.A. last week, and I'm going to be in Orlando next week. So I'm getting out there, and I'm hoping to do a lot more of it, and more recording as well, of course.
Awesome. Besides the music, do you have anything else maybe on the acting front coming up?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, there's several projects that I'm working on with different people, different producers, and I've directed 3 independent films in the past. So I have several projects that are in the work. Well, we haven't gotten the green light yet, but we're getting close. And I'm hoping some I'll be directing, and some, and then one of them would be combining both acting and the music is one of the projects that I'm developing. So, yeah, I don't want to stop on the acting side by any means. I feel like I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg on that front, and so much more I want to do. So it'd be fun to keep all these balls in the air,
Awesome, yeah. And I got to ask you your thoughts on the legacy of Happy Days. Still an iconic show to this day. Did you have any idea that was going to be the case when you guys were on set?
That's an interesting question. I don't think I remember when we were doing the pilot, and I was meeting, I met everybody in the cast, and then we started working together and filming it. And about halfway through, I called my parents back in Brooklyn, because that's where I grew up, and I was in L.A., And I called them and I said, I have a really good feeling about this. I think this could really work out to be something successful. Now, did I have any idea that it would become the huge number one, hit that it eventually became? I don't know that I foresaw that, but I did have a really good feeling based on, I guess, the chemistry that I was feeling with the cast and seeing the level of talent that was involved. That I knew that it had the chance to be something pretty special.
Excellent. Well, I know we've run out of time, but Mr. Most, it's been an honor speaking with you. Again, the album D Most, Mostly Swingin' is out now. And again, thanks so much for your time today.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.